What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. The Portland Trailblazers are clearly going to be a rebuilding team going into this next season once they decided to choose Scoot Henderson with the 3rd overall pick, which has led Damian Lillard to requesting a trade. Now, obviously, as I'm recording this, Damian Lillard has not been traded yet, but eventually it's going to happen. So inspire me today to see what the next 10 years are going to look like once Dame is traded, with Scoot Henderson and Shaedon Sharpe leading the way for this Blazers team. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing something we haven't done in quite some time. Let's go ahead, jump in, and do a 10-year Portland Trailblazers rebuild. Before we jump into today's video, if you guys could drop a like in this one, so I know you guys want to see more 10-year rebuilds, it would definitely help me out. And of course, also subscribe if you are new to this channel, as we're on the road to 40,000 subs. This video was easily the longest video I've ever recorded. It was 1 hour and 40 minutes before I edited it. That's the longest I've ever spent recording a rebuild. So if you enjoy it, like I said, make sure to drop a like. It lets me know you want to see more of these. So we're going to go ahead and start the video off with the heavily rumored Damian Lillard trade of obviously him heading to Miami. It's going to include Nurkic. This is the premises of the trade. I'm not saying this is what it's going to look like. None of us can really know until it actually happens, but this is kind of the guideline basically. Now, you're not going to see every asset that I think Miami is going to eventually fork over in this trade. It's going to be a 2024, a 2026, or 2028, and a 2030. So obviously, I can't trade for those picks in 2K yet. We'll have to wait. But once we get to those years, we will have Miami's first. So this is the trade we're starting the video off with. It's the heavily rumored trade. So we're just going to go with the basic thing that's been said. And just like that, Damian Lillard is no longer on the Portland Trailblazers. We'll see when that actually happens, and if it does, which I assume it will. But now, your Portland Trailblazers for the future is Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, who they re-signed, as we know. They drafted Scoot Henderson, Ben Simmons, Kyle Lowry, Shaedon Sharpe, Matisse Thybulle, Nasir Little, Nikola Jovic, Jaime Jaquez, Keon Johnson, Jabari Walker, Chris Murray, Ibu Baji, Ryan Repair, and then John Butler as your team going into the future. So without further ado, let's just go ahead, jump into this first season. Real quick as well, the 2K share scenario file I'm using today. Shout out to Joda Kelmer. That is the file I'm using for this 10-year video. So if you're curious, that's the file I'm using. So what is the rotation going to look like going into year number 1 is the question. So already I see a bunch of red flags, obviously. They got Kyle Lowry starting a point guard. If we're going to be a rebuilding team, that's not going to be the case. We're going to give as many minutes as possible to our young guys. Is Scoot listed at the 2 right now, or is Wise? Okay, no, he's listed at point guard. They have Kyle Lowry starting right now, which doesn't make sense to me. Anthony Simons is listed at 2. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to have, okay, so I'll fix this myself. Let's go ahead and fix this. So right now, a two-way G League player would be our starting center, because the Blazers literally have no center depth. So I'm going to go ahead and move Ben Simmons to center. I don't know if he's going to play center for us, but that's what I'm going to do with him. He was playing center for Brooklyn or whatever he was doing over there. So Ben Simmons is our starting 5 to start the video. Is it great? No. But Anthony Simons is going to go ahead and jump into that 2 spot. Kyle Lowry is going to come off the bench. And I think the Blazers might actually start Matisse Thybulle, but we're going to start Shaedon Sharpe. I want these 3 guys to get as many shots as possible. There's no reason, in my opinion, to play any of these veterans over anything else. So we're going to go ahead, have Nikola Jovic getting minutes, Jaquez, and share a little Matisse Thybulle, and then Kyle Lowry, we're going to take some minutes away. We might not even give Kyle Lowry minutes as we, go further in the video. But I really, really want to be able to obviously give as much mental minutes as possible to Anthony, Sharpe, and then Scoot. That is the main thing we need to focus on in this video. Ben Simmons will be our starting 5, and that's what we'll roll with for the start of this season. And then we have a couple guys we can send to the G League as well. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to send Chris Murray to the G League. We're also going to send Ryan Repair to the G League, both super raw. We're going to go ahead and also boost their shot tendencies in the G League to see if they can develop very nicely for us. So we're going to go ahead and put Chris Murray's not as raw. That's a bad take by me. I meant to say Ryan Repair is super raw. Chris Murray is kind of ready to play right away, but he's a 71 overall. He could be in the rotation right away, but I'm going to go ahead and play, some of the better overalls we already have. So I'm going to boost his shot tendency up. So that is what we'll roll with. And then one last thing I'm going to do before we go ahead and start simulating is also going to move Mr. Ryan Repair to the 3, because I want him to play small forward for us in the future. But we're going to go ahead and simulate with how things are looking right now. Under Chauncey Billups, we are a 3-star perimeter centric, or 3.5 perimeter centric team. We got 3.5, 7 seconds, or it could be 3-star balance. I think I'm going to roll with perimeter centric, and we're going to just go ahead, see what happens, and hopefully we can maybe make some surprise playoff run this year. I highly doubt it. There's a chance we also stop at the trade deadline to maybe trade Jeremy Grant away. We shall see how things are going. We'll check in either at the end of the season or the trade deadline to start this 10-year rebuild for the Portland Trailblazers. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild one. At the end of year number 1, the only thing we wanted to see was Scoot Henderson have a really good season, and he did make all-rookie first team, which is really good to see. And Hami Hawk has also made it as well, which is really nice to see as well. We are not in the playoffs. I wanted to trade Jeremy Grant at the trade deadline, but he actually tore his Achilles. So I don't know who would want to trade for Jeremy Grant when he has an Achilles injury. So it looks like we're stuck with him for another year. We'll have to let him play next year, and then maybe we could trade him at that deadline. So probably stuck with him for at least another year because like I said, I don't know who is trading for someone who just tore their Achilles. And then let's take a look at the player stats. We had 25 from Anthony Simons, 21 from Scoot, 17 from Grant before he got hurt. Then Shaedon Sharpe only averaging 13 points per game is pretty disappointing, but he should keep developing. Hami Hawkes with 12, Nasir Little with 10, 10, and Kyle Lowry 9, Nikola Jovic with 8. So let's go ahead and see who goes on to win the championship. You do have the Miami Heat as the second seed in the East with Damian Lillard. So you also got Brooklyn, and right now, okay, they were kind of almost there, but Miami makes it all the way to the NBA Finals with Damian Lillard, and they lose in the finals to the Clippers as Paul George is your finals MVP. But let's get straight into this offseason. So Kyle Lowry has said he was going to retire, which he might be doing. I don't really care. I was going to bring him back anyway. So let's just get straight to the lottery. I wanted to be a lottery team this year. This draft class that we're looking into in the year of 2024 has a lot of forwards. And as we know, the Blazers need a forward of the future. You could maybe say that's going to be Nikola Jovic or Hawkes, but that remains to be seen, obviously, if they do end up on Portland. If one of them or both of them, we'll see. But draft lottery time. Obviously, lottery luck would be awesome. We're projected the 7th overall pick. It is lottery protected for the next a lot of years. So as long as we're in the lottery, we get our pick back regardless. But let's see if we can get some luck here. We also get Miami's pick in this draft. I would love nothing more than to jump up in the top 4 here, and we are going to stay at pick number 8. Now, it says it goes to the Bulls, and that is not the case whatsoever. That is going to be our pick. We also get the 28th pick, obviously, as well from the Miami Heat, which is nice. And then you got the Spurs, the Charlotte Hornets, the Knicks. So there's a couple trades here that I have to fix because the Spurs aren't going to get Charlotte's pick if it falls into the top whatever, and then the Knicks kind of the same thing. So I'm going to fix those picks, and I'll see you guys in draft night with who we're taking at pick number 8. So jumping into this NBA draft, we have the 8th overall selection, and this is what's gone down so far. So Collier, Mara, Buzelis goes to Detroit, Wagner to the Spurs, Dillingham goes to the Jazz, Rusacha goes to the Hawks, Ron Holland goes to the Thunder. I would have loved Ron Holland here, but unfortunately does not fall to us. So pick number 8, we still have Justin Edwards on the board. We have Bronny James, we have McKenzie, we got as I said, with Justin Edwards, Dylan Mitchell, and you got like Grant Nelson. I think I'm going to go ahead and draft McKenzie here. 6'9" forward. Justin Edwards, every time I take him, it feels like he just never works out. So I'm going to go with McKenzie here, and we're going to call that our draft. And I felt pretty good about picking him at the 8th overall selection. We also walked away with Jacoby Walter with the 28th pick, and also got Trey White in the 2nd round, which I'm going to go ahead and sign. So McKenzie, Jacoby Walter, and Trey White, welcome to the Portland Trailblazers. Player options, got Ryan Repair. Of course, we're going to accept that. Was our 2nd round pick from last year. Keon Johnson, Jovic, Shaedon Sharpe, Jabari Walker. We're accepting all of those. Qualifying offers, John Butler Jr. is a free agent. Obviously, he's our 2-way contract player. I'm not too worried about bringing him back, to be honest with you. So for free agency, we have no free agents to worry about, and we do have, the ability to sign like a mid-level player if we want, but I don't think we're going to be in the business of signing free agents right now. So Scoot, Keon Johnson, Anthony Simons, you got a lot of forwards here, which is something Portland has never had a problem with. Then we have Nasir Little, Jeremy Grant, Nikola Jovic, Jabari Walker, and we have Ben Simmons right now as our only 5. I think we definitely need a center for the future as well. So it may not have been a terrible idea to go ahead and select like someone else at the 8th pick. We took like a center instead. If I move McKenzie to the 4, he actually stays the same. So we're going to go ahead and move him to the 4 because I want Sharpe to keep playing at the 3. So McKenzie is going to be that 4 for the future once Jeremy Grant is gone. And we'll see how much Nikola Jovic can develop behind him instead of Nasir Little. But one thing I really want to try to do this offseason is take a flyer on a center. That's what main thing I want to do. And I got to move some of these forwards around. So Matisse Thybulle to move to the 2. Nasir Little move to, actually I'll leave him at the 4 since he goes down. I think that's the only player I'm going to move. Matisse Thybulle to the 2 spot. Keon Johnson be the backup point guard. And then Walter, Ryan Repair. We'll just see how much these guys develop in the background. We have our forward. So main thing is getting a 5. And that's been a problem for Portland. We need 5s. So you have Tillman. You have Looney. You have also Montrezl Harrell, Paul Reed. If there's like a really young center we could take a chance on, like Zeke Naji, it's fine, but it's not really what I was looking for per se. I want to see if there's like so you have a Kenneth Lofton, but he's 6'6" at center. Not really what I'm looking for. Jalen Williams is here for whatever reason. That may not be the worst idea. He's 6'9". You have Musai. I don't know how to say his first name, but you get what I'm saying. So 6'10 center, 22 years old, Pokuševski. There's definitely some options here. Day'Ron Sharpe. So, and then Kai Soto's here, so we can go with him if we wanted to. Khalifa Diop, but it's starting to go down in overall a little bit. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take a flyer on I don't know how to say his name, but I'm going to go ahead and take a flyer on him. Let's get a center here. We're going to have to draft our center for the future eventually, but we'll go ahead and take a chance on this guy to be a, rotational center for us, and we'll see where that goes. So that's about all we can do, really. Well, I guess we can sign someone else if we really wanted to, but don't think I'm going to be in the business of signing free agents right now. There's really no point. We're going to be bad. So let's just see what player progression looks like going in to this next season. So player progression, you have Simons up to an 84, Scoot up to an 83, Ben Simmons on an expiring contract. So that could be a valuable contract potentially at the deadline and maybe move that. Shaedon Sharpe, or you could move it right now and be like, a third team facilitating something, but it's really hard to, be involved in a 3-team trade. Ryan Repair goes up to a 74 overall, which is a great sign. I love that. You have Hawkes, Keon Johnson, and then Nikola Jovic also up to 74. So love to see guys progressing. We're going to need it. We want as many young guys to develop as possible. Right now, we don't really have any for sure guys for the future other than Scoot and Sharpe, in my opinion. Simons is kind of in that realm as well, but I'm just not really sure where he fits going to the future with Scoot and Simons, or Scoot and Sharpe, I should say. So we need to cut our roster. So let's go ahead and fix this. So we need to make some cuts. And we have Trey White and Chris Murray. Now, I'm not going to cut Chris Murray. I think that would be a little too crazy. He was just a first-round pick. Trey White, I guess I never really should have signed. I wish there was a way I knew how to convert them to a two-way contract, but I don't know how. So I'm just going to go ahead and release Trey White. And Jacoby Walter was just my first-round pick. And then Keon Johnson, I think it's a no-brainer for me as well. We're going to release him. I mean, he hasn't really been able to do much, so we're going to move. We're going to release Keon Johnson. So we'll do that, and that'll be our 15 players. So we got to make note of that. We can't add too many players in the future. But Scoot, Simon Sharpe, Nasir Little is now starting at the 4 with Jeremy Grant hurt right now, but he should be back. All right, no, Jeremy Grant's back. They just want to start Nasir Little, which is a little wild in my opinion. We're not going to do that. That literally makes no sense. So Mac will get minutes. The center we just signed will get minutes. Nikola Jovic, Jaime Hawkes, and Ryan Repair is not quite ready to get minutes just yet. So you know what? We're going to throw him in the G League once again, and we'll see what he can do again. So we'll throw him in the G League. Maybe he'll come back next year and be a really good rotational piece. We have a few guys that I want to give minutes to that aren't getting minutes, but we'll figure it out. We'll just keep going. We're still going to be a bad team. And we're just going to take it, really, really slowly, and we'll see where it eventually leads us. And hopefully we have a direction here soon. We have it with Scoot and Sharpe, obviously, but we need to figure out more than just those two. So we're going to stop at the trade deadline as we're 21-37 on the season right now, which is to be expected. But Jeremy Grant is a healthy man, and we take advantage of trading him while we can. So right now, he is averaging about 16 points per game, shooting very efficient, 39% from 3. We go ahead, as I said, take advantage of him being healthy. We trade him away. He tore his Achilles last year, and the fact that he's able to, obviously play as good as he was last year, I think we take that. We trade him away, and we don't think twice about it. So let's go ahead and move him. I'll take the best trade that's possibly found in the trade finder and go with it. So obviously, I'm going to be a little realistic. The Hawks aren't giving up DeJounte Murray for Jeremy Grant. I mean, maybe they want to take a first-round pick, but we have no use for DeJounte Murray. Joshua Primos, a name I haven't seen in quite some time. DiVincenzo, Dylan Brooks, Jock Landale. Oh, this might be tougher than I thought. Rudy Gobert. Oh my goodness, these trades are absolutely atrocious. Okay, I'm gonna have to go find my own trade because I don't like any of these. We gotta find something else. So when I was trying to cook up my own Jeremy Grant trade, I'm not gonna lie, there's not a ton of good options at all. But I'm taking advantage of getting rid of him right now, and I'm going to do it right now, as I said. So in order to make something happen, I went ahead and paired him up with T. Stiebel, and I had an interesting offer that I'm willing to take on because why not at this point? We don't have a ton of other options, and we have Doug Robinson, Nurkic. I don't want either of those, but it's this one. It's this one. Rudy Gobert and Leonard Miller. We could walk away with a 21-year-old Leonard Miller. I'd feel pretty good about that. The Timberwolves go ahead and move towards still trying to obviously, win with Edwards. Cat, they get Thibault, a second-round pick. I will see if I can squeeze a first out of them, but I won't be too greedy about it. So let's say we just did like the pick swap. So it's Grant, Matisse Thybulle. We take on Gobert's contract to give me Leonard Miller and a first. What do you say? They don't agree to that, which is fine. I will throw another second at your face. Other than that, we can walk away from this. Okay, we're not going to be able to squeeze the first out of them. Let's just go back to the original trade. Let's see. It was this. Let's see if they say yes, and now they're saying no. So let me just, try to go back to that trade. So we'll go back to that trade. that's one we'll settle on. I wanted to get rid of Jeremy Grant here, so we'll just get Leonard Miller, call it a day, and hopefully he can develop into something for us. So it's another forward that we may not have minutes for, but you know what? It's better than having Jeremy Grant's contract long-term, in my opinion. So Gobert will be on the team now. We'll see what we decide to do with him for the future. He's got 1 year left his contract after this year, so no big deal. Little is starting now, and then Mac is actually hurt right now, so maybe he'll start once obviously he is healthy. I'm going to go ahead and give Leonard Miller some minutes here at the bottom, you know, have him play for the rest of the season. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. One other thing I wanted to look at is contract extension. So Anthony Simons says he will re-sign, and right now, I mean, he's averaging 25 points per game, so I don't think we should just let him walk. So I'm going to go ahead and extend him for the future, and if nothing else, we can, you know, eventually trade him down the line if we need to. But we also have Jabari Walker, who says he'll resign. I'll give him a deal as well, so we'll bring him back. But let's keep simulating. We are slowly, as I said, figuring things out. Got rid of Jeremy Grant, got rid of that long-term salary, got Gobert for 1 more year, and Ben Simmons will be gone after the season. Not really sure. I could have traded Ben Simmons for something special, but I don't know what there would have been. At the end of this season, McKenzie does make an all-rookie second team, which is nice to see. So that's one thing we're kind of looking at this season. Obviously, not a ton of, you know, things to look at, but hey, we'll take it. So let's go ahead and see how this year goes. Miami is once again going back to the conference finals, but this time they fall short to the Celtics this time around. And I'm also going to show the player stats real quick as, you know, things went. So we had 26 from Scoot, 26 from Anthony Simons, 14 from Shaedon Sharpe, 11 from Nasir Little, 9 from McKenzie, 7.5 from Nikola Jovic, 7 from I can't say his name, but you know who I'm trying to say, Jaime Jaquez, and then 3 from Leonard Miller. Let's see who wins the championship, as you're going to have the Celtics go on to win it all. Player retirements, you're going to have Al Horford, Conley, Brook Lopez, Russell Westbrook. Another draft lottery that's going to be semi-important to us. Actually, really important. I don't know why I'm saying semi. So it's projected to be a top 3 pick. I would love nothing more to be in the top 3. Let's see if we get that lucky, and we are going to have the 4th overall pick. It's better than falling off the cliff. So this is the year of 2025. This obviously, if Miami did trade like a pick swap in 2025, we would have the right to swap with Miami. But we're not going to do that. So we're just going to keep our 4th overall pick. So let's get straight into staff signing. Chauncey Billups is gone, so we can go ahead and move on from him. We could go for Monty Williams on a rebuilding team. Tyronn Lue is available. Taylor Jenkins, Will Hardy. There's a lot of good options here. So I'm going to go ahead and give Will Hardy an offer to be my coach here in Portland. So bring Will Hardy on, and then we'll bring in another good head coach. So I see Bosch, who might be, you know, my assistant head coach, will go for him. And then we'll, or her, I should say, my apologies. And then we'll go ahead and sign Abraham. So let's go for that. We have the 4th overall pick, and we're going to jump into this draft. I'm not really sure who the better, or wait, what draft class is this? So this is 2025 draft. So this is like the Trey Johnson, ooh, Ian Jackson, or Barris. Ooh, we need our 5 for the future, and Barris sounds good to me. But I would be fine with another forward here, obviously, as well. So we'll just see how the cookie crumbles for us. Is there anybody I'm looking to trade? I mean, Gobert's going to accept that player option, no doubt. We could have him for a year, and he can mentor someone. And then maybe we could flip him at the deadline. We shall see. But we're getting some salary off our books. Jeremy Grant's gone, and now, obviously, Ben Simmons is gone as well. So that's good. But let's see how this draft goes. So Ian Jackson goes 1. Trey Johnson goes 2. I'm hoping Barris falls to my lap, and he does. Let's go. So we got our center. Barris, welcome to the Portland Trailblazers, our brand new center of the future here in Portland, and that was all we had in this draft. So super ecstatic about that. We got our 5 of the future. Really could not feel any better about that. So player options, you're going to have Scoot. Gobert, as I said, was going to accept that. We're going to accept Jaime Jaquez, Chris Murray. I'm going to go ahead and decline. Actually, what do you do? 7 points, 5 rebounds, average the block. We'll accept it. We'll go ahead and accept it. Gobert accepts. And I don't know how many players we have on our roster right now. Leonard Miller and Ryan Repair are both free agents. I want to bring both of them back if possible. But we might get to a point where we have too many players on our roster. So Ben Simmons, we're not bringing back, unfortunately. So right now we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so we can go ahead and bring back Leonard Miller and also Ryan Repair, and we'll be fine. We'll have a full roster. So not going to be doing anything else other than that. Our guard depth is really non-existent, but like Jaquez, Walter, Chris Murray, they can go move to guards if we need to. And we got a bunch of forwards, which is the opposite of what Portland's had as a problem usually. So I will take that problem over the problem they've always had where they had too many guards. So let's just wait until Ryan Repair and Leonard Miller come back. I'm fine with renouncing Ben Simmons. There's no plans to bring him back. I do not want to renounce Repair or Leonard Miller, though. So we're going to go ahead and renounce Ben Simmons. I don't have the bird rights on either of them, so it's not just going to let me re-sign them. So I'll have to wait on both of them, but both of them should be back on maybe their qualifying offer or whatever, and then we'll see what kind of future they have here in Portland. So we'll go ahead and just wait on that. It's like, hey, just renounce Leonard Miller. I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to keep him, and then we'll go from there. So if they come back, that'd be great. And we'll have Leonard Miller, Ryan Repair back, W, and play progression. So you have Rudy Gobert going down, Shaedon Sharp's up to an 80. You have Nikola Jovic up to a 76. Ryan Repair's up to a 75. So looking forward to getting him minutes this year. Hawkes got hurt, cut on the head. Did not expect that. But Leonard Miller's up to a 74. So, and then McKenzie, what did he do? I didn't even see if he moved or not. So he stayed at a 76. Maybe he'll develop more next year. But we have our full roster. Now, I feel like we're getting, closer and closer to having our full team that we're building around for the future. We have some we have some guys. We have our new 5 of the future. Will McKenzie be our 4th for the future? I'm not totally sure about that. Simons, we still got to figure out what we're going to do with him, if we're eventually going to maybe trade him away to move Sharp back to his natural position at the 2. A lot of decisions to make, but Scoot, Anthony, Shaedon Sharp, McKenzie, Barrett. So that is our starting 5 of the future, which I absolutely love that all of them are getting minutes right now. Gobert, Jovic, Nasir Little, and then that center we signed, and then Ryan Repair, since we are going to run a 10-minute rotation, he's going to get some minutes as well, which is going to kick Jacoby Walter, Jaime Hawkes, Leonard Miller, all out of the rotation, which I feel bad about. There's a lot of forwards here that I would love to give minutes to, but there's only so many minutes to go around. So we're just going to go ahead. Somebody this season, under Will Hardy, we're 3-star balanced, but 3.5 perimeter centric. So we're going to go back to the perimeter centric system. We're going to see what happens this year, and hopefully we have maybe a surprising year. We have some guys we're excited about. We'll just kind of see what happens this year. And eventually we are looking to get back to the playoffs. We're getting closer and closer to where we want to be. 3 years in a row where we have a rookie make an all-rookie team, which is great because obviously we're trying to build through the draft as much as possible. We averaged 4 and 9 and also a block per game. He's an 80 overall. We did not get into the play-in this year, I don't think, so we're not quite there just yet. But let's take a look at the player stats in the season. So Scoot did get hurt at the end of the year, but he averaged 29.5, or Simons averaged 29.5 points per game. So he's at the top of his game right now. So there is a debate whether or not this could be a good time to trade Anthony Simons right now at 26 years old. Locked up for 4 years, averaging 29.5 points per game to unlock Scoot, or to unlock Shaedon Sharp, maybe a little bit more, and we find a brand new small forward. Nikola Jovic 12.5, Sandler with 10, Mac with 9, and then 7. He had 7, 7, and then 5, and then 4. So let's go ahead and see who wins the championship this year, and we are going to be a lottery team once again, and we're gonna have our lottery pick again, which is nice. You got Magic and the Thunder, and you're gonna have the Orlando, or the Thunder, I should say, win the championship. And here are your retirements. Stephen Curry's retiring a Warrior. Hayward's retiring a Celtic, and then Draymond retiring a Warrior as well. So the Warriors Dynasty, that chapter is closed. End of an era there. Draft lottery time. Where's our pick projected this year? It's only projected to be a top 7 pick. It says it goes to the Bulls again, but I will tell you Portland's pick is lottery protected until like the year 2028. So let's see what happens here. It is going to be the 9th overall pick. So we're once again jumping to this draft with the 9th overall pick. And then this is the year of 2026, which the Thunder own Miami's pick. So we're not getting a Miami pick until the year of 2028. So that's when we'll get a Miami pick. We'll see where that ends up in the future. And then Will Hardy, and we're going to go ahead and keep the rest of the same. I have to go get my pick back from the Bulls. Other than that, I will once again see you guys on draft night for another time in this video. So one thing we know for sure, well, I guess it's too early to tell, but the 2026 draft class is supposed to be very, very special. It has Cooper Flagg, Cameron Boozer, Koa Pete. There's a lot of good, Bryce James. There's a lot of good players here. I think it only makes sense if we try to move up in this draft. And that might have to be, we might have to be using Anthony Simons in order to do something like that. But I think it makes a ton of sense to try to move up. So who won the draft lottery is the question. So it's the Jazz, right? So the Jazz right now, do they have their solution at the point guard? I have no idea. If they don't, maybe Anthony Simons makes a lot of sense for them. So right now their point guard is Malcolm Brogdon or Jordan Clarkson or Colin Sexton. And they're all free agents. I think we could convince the Jazz about the #1 overall pick. I think we could do it. If we could walk away with Cooper Flagg in this draft, I think we try to do it, right? So let's talk to the Jazz about #1. Even if I haven't included my other pick in this draft, I'm fine with it. But Anthony Simons, I will throw you pick 9 for the #1 overall pick. This could be like a pick as valued as much as Vic was. So Simons in 9 for that first overall pick. It's going to suck trading away Anthony Simons, but I think we do it now while we can. So let's offer it. They don't even agree to that. That's how valuable this pick is to the Jazz. Is there any way maybe I could throw Nasir Little in the trade as well, and that does it? They still don't agree. Wow, this is gonna be. You throw that Suns pick has some value to it. I can't trade my future picks. Is there anything else I can throw in this trade? We have Jabari Walker. I'll throw Jabari Walker in as well. And they agree. We get the number 1 overall pick. I think that was the right time to pivot from Simons. I feel bad. He's been great for us, but now we can pivot. Scoot and Sharp as the backcourt of the future. We have our center of the future with Barris, and now we can draft our forward of the future with Cooper Flag. No brainer in my opinion. So number 1 overall, welcome to the team, Cooper Flag. Let's get it. So Cooper Flag is on the team, and we also had a 2nd round pick, which I'm not too concerned about. So we got Cooper Flag, 81 overall. They say Cameron Boozer's in 83. Whatever. I feel good about getting Cooper Flag still. We got our 3, and then Blevin, which I didn't know this, by the way, but if you keep clicking A, you can actually sign him to a 2-way contract, which is really nice. I'm going to go ahead and sign a 2-way contract. I did not know that until Joe Kelmer tweeted about that on Twitter, so shout out to him again. Player options, Hawkes, Murray, I'm going to accept, and then Scoot, obviously no brainer. We got that center. We got Leonard Miller, Rupert, and Nikola Jovic all as free agents. I want to bring all of them back. I want to bring all of them back. He's only 24 years old, so we're going to try to bring him back as well. Literally all these guys have interest in. So once again, we're not going to be in the free agent market. 100% not bringing back Gobert though, so we don't have to worry about him. We could go for I think we have the ability to go for Kevin Durant right now, but we're not really in the business of going to spend a lot of cap space. Obviously, could throw an offer Paulo Banchero, but I want to worry about getting my guys back. So Gobert, 100%. Bye-bye. I'm not bringing it back, especially your cap hold being worth that much. $70 million is insane. So Shaedon Sharpe, easily locking him up. So let's go ahead and do that right now while we can. If he would sign for this little, that would be such a steal as well. So 20-year, I mean, if we were able to give him this much money for the future, and if he signed that is a steal of a contract that will give us cap space for the future. So Shaedon Sharpe, love that extension. Nikola Jovic, same thing. I would love to bring him back as well. We're going to do something similar with him, and this might open the door for us to sign a good free agent next year. I'm going to give him a 4-year deal. So let's bring him back, and then Leonard Miller, Ryan Rupert, I have interest in bringing back as well. So Leonard Miller, it's kind of tough for me to bring him back though, just because he's only 74 overall. We still have money to sign someone else if we wanted to go that route, but right now we have Scoot, we have Shaedon Sharpe, we have Cooper Flag, Jacoby Walter, Hami Hawkes as the forwards. We have McKenzie, Nikola Jovic, and we have Barrett. So I do want to so Leonard Miller's the other guy. I mean, he was the asset we traded away for, or he's the asset we got for Jeremy Grant. So I'd hate to let him just go for nothing. So we're gonna bring him back. We'll give him a 2-year deal. Maybe we just go 2 years, 1 year plus 1, and we'll decide next offseason whether it makes sense to bring him back or not. So go with him. And then repair the other 2 guys. We're going to go ahead and try to sign. I'm not going to sign a free agent or a max free agent this offseason. I want to leave my cap space open for the future. So if I could sign maybe I don't know, a Terrence Mann or something like that. Maybe we give Davion Mitchell a 1-year deal to be our backup point guard. That's fine with me. Something like that. It's not going to really affect too much. And then did we get Leonard Miller to sign that contract yet, or is he still thinking about it? I think he signed it already. So then we just wait on these 2 guys, restricted free agents. They're both back. W. So player progression. Let's see what it's looking like. So Scoot's up to an 89, Barrett's up to 81, Sharpe is up to an 81, Dylan Mitchell, Mac, Nikola Jovic, all of them are up, which is great. Leonard Miller's even up, and then Ryan Rupert actually went down. So that's kind of a tough pill to swallow. I wanted Ryan Rupert to be a really big part of this, but him going down does not help whatsoever. But it is what it is. But next year's draft class will be the 2027 draft class. I feel really good about the pivot we made with Anthony Simons. I feel bad about trading him away because he was phenomenal for us. But I think walking away with Cooper Flag is going to be essential for us being a team that's really, so power ranking landed us at 9th overall. So I think we're starting to get it taken a little bit more seriously in the simulation. So Scoot, Sharpe, Cooper Flag, Mac, Barris, Davion Mitchell, Nikola Jovic, Musa, and then Jacoby Walter, and then Leonard Miller. So that will be our rotation going into this year. Proficiency is going to land us at a 3.5. So let's see how the season goes. What is Sharpe's shot tendency? I'm curious. So Scoot's obviously really high. Sharpe is up. And then I'm going to move Cooper Flags up as well. I want him to be really generational right away for us. So we're going to move him up, and that will be all we do. So I will see you guys at the end of this season. Hopefully things really work out in our favor and we make the play-in or playoffs this year. So at the end of this season, unfortunately, we were not ready to take the jump that I wanted. We did not make it into the playoffs. We had 20 from Shaedon Sharpe, 17 from Cooper Flag, 12 from Nikola Jovic, 27 from Scoot. So didn't take that step just yet, which is really disappointing. I really wanted it to be this year, but that's okay. We just really got to think about how we can get into this offseason. Vic versus Joel Embiid. And you're going to have the 76ers going to win the championship. So there is a chance we might have cap space once we re-sign Scoot Henderson. We're also going to have a couple draft picks here. So we have Phoenix Suns pick from that first trade we made for Damian Lillard, and they finished in the lottery, and we have our own pick. So we have 2 lottery picks in this draft class once again, so we can add more talent through the draft. I don't really know much at this point about a lot of the guys in this draft, obviously. So we'll just kind of see what happens. So draft lottery time. Let's see. We are going to end up with either a top 3 pick. We got the Phoenix pick as well. And we are going to end up with a 6th pick and a 10th overall pick. So Jazz also the first overall pick. Again, obviously we made a trade with them last year, but we won't do it this year. Staff signing. You're going to have Will Hardy still as our head coach. Coaching staff is completely filled out. And on draft night, I'm not really looking to add 2 rookies to this team. I'm going to be honest with you. That's not really what I want to do right now. I would be fine with adding 1. So I'm going to try to talk to the Wizards about, or maybe the Pelicans. Let's talk to the Pelicans about maybe trading me number 3, because I would love to not walk away with 2 rookies in this draft. So Pelicans, let's see if we can go ahead and maybe consolidate our picks for the 3rd overall pick. They do not agree to that. Can I throw them anything? I don't have any players other than Jovic under contract, which I'm not trading Cooper Flag. So let's go to 4th overall instead. I don't even remember who had the 4th overall pick, and that was a 2nd round. I was about to say 4th overall pick. Who had it? We got the Pacers. So let's talk to them. They agree. So we move up a couple spots with the 4th overall pick. Chris Washington goes 1. Igor goes 2. You got Tyron Stokes going 3, and then we can grab Marcus Johnson. I have no idea who's good. Mel Thompson, Brandon Fogel. I mean, we could probably start taking guards because we don't really have guards for the future. So Mel Thomas might be the guy we take, 6'2" guard. I'm not really sure. Don't really know who's good in this draft class. We're walking away with then Marcus Johnson was at the top, 26'11". I guess we'll take Marcus Johnson. He's 6'1". I don't really know much about him. Welcome to the team. And he will be a 78 overall. So looks like we did all right. And then Mel Thomas was the other guy I was looking at. So we'll walk away with him, sign him, and then we'll once again, I guess, we're not going to sign Davidson. We're going to move on from him or not sign him. So Leonard Miller, I'm going to actually decline. I'm going to try to re-sign him, maybe do a longer contract. I want to see how much cap space I can get up to once we re-sign Scoot. So Chris Murray, Ryan Repair, and then Scoot are all free. It's obviously the main thing. We need to get Scoot back. That's the main thing. So Scoot Henderson, no-brainer. We bring him back. $41 million, and then everyone else we'll see on, basically. So Scoot, he's already getting an offer from the Wizards or the Warriors, whoever that was, and then it's asking me to renounce some guys. I'm not going to renounce anyone just yet. I'm going to wait. Scoot Henderson's getting an offer, and I already told you we're going to match it, so we're going to Scoot back, and I want to see how much cap space we have now. So my weakest position right now is we can bring Dame back to Portland, but he's averaging 30, or he's wanting 32 million, not doing it. Power forwards. So we have like a Patrick Williams, a Grant Williams. What are the best free agents available right now, though, if we look? So affordable would be like Dyson Daniels, but best forwards available. Tyler Hero, Amon Thompson. Wow, he's up to an 87 overall. Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, Lonzo, OG, Wiggins, Brennan Miller. Wow, 6'9". Would be kind of wild if we can get Brennan Miller on this team. But he's 14 points, 39 point. Brendan Miller is kind of my he's the guy I'm most interested in right now out of all the guys. Ooh, Kuminga is also fun. He could be fun as well, 24 years old at this point. So I don't know. I want to go ahead and sign a big free agent. So we drafted Marcus Johnson to be our backup guard. We have Jacoby Walter still, Cooper Flag. We have McKenzie, Nikola Jovic. We have Barrett. So I want to bring everyone back, and I also want to sign a free agent here. And how much does Brendan Miller want? That's the question. So are we off? He's unrestricted as well, so we can bring him in. And you know what? We're going to do it. Brendan Miller and Scoot Henderson are going to team up. We're signing him to a contract. I want to be able to go out there and have a good starting 5, and I want to make the play-in/playoffs next year. So Murray, I'd have to renounce. I'd have to renounce Hawkes. I'm going to try to get out of here without renouncing Leonard Miller, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So we're going to be able to keep Ryan Repair's rights, which I guess is fine. We just sent him to the G League again, so maybe he'll become really good. So we're renouncing a lot of guys. We're getting Brendan Miller, which I will walk away with very happy. So Brendan Miller, brand new, 3 or 4. I mean, we can move Cooper Flag or Brendan Miller to the 4 either way. Brendan Miller goes down, Cooper Flag. They both go down. Probably, I'll play Brendan Miller at the 4. It's probably not ideal, but he'll play there. So we'll have maybe a smaller lineup, but we'll work with it. And then Nikola Jovic, we might move him to the backup 5 at this point. So Jovic is going to go down, but at this point, it is what it is. So we'll go with that. And then we can sign one more player. So David Mitchell can bring back. We're bringing in a Kelly Oubre. A Brandon Boston's up to a 78 at this point. We'll go Brandon Boston. Why not? Bring him in. Backup guard. Oh, I have to resign. I did not mean to renounce Repair to do that, though. Okay, I hate myself now. Ryan Repair. I mean, if he doesn't go up in overall, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And he never was going to become anything for us. But I wanted to see that through. And I feel really upset that we just renounced him like that. I do want to sign a center as well. I'm going to bring back the guy we've been playing with, 25 still at this point. So, Ryan Repair, hopefully you don't develop anything special because I feel really bad about just renouncing you. We can bring in Markelle Fultz. That's kind of crazy. We still have money to sign. Ooh, Ochai Agbaji. Give me Ochai Agbaji as well. We'll go with that too. So we'll go Ochai Agbaji. Who needs Ryan Repair and get Ochai Agbaji? So let's go to player progression now. So we brought in Brandon Miller as our big addition. And now you're starting 5. Cooper Flag, Sharp. They're not developing as much as I would have wanted. Barris is up. McKenzie, again, not really moving up as much as I wanted. Agbaji actually goes down, which is kind of surprising to me. But it's fine. So rotationally, this is kind of what we're looking like going into next year. So I'm hoping this is the year we make the play-in or the playoffs, I will say. Brandon Miller, not really sure what we're going to do with him. And now we're going to see what those Miami picks become. Because next year we own a Miami pick in 2028. So we shall see if those turn into anything special. And I don't even know what the draft class are going to look like at this point. But we're just going to have to hope that we can make the play-in this year. Power ranking landed us at 3rd overall. So we must be doing something right. And we're going to only be, 3.5 still, which kind of sucks. But starting 5, in my opinion, is looking pretty good. Bench is looking solid. We got Agbaji and Musa who could come in if we need to. Arthur Kluma's here as well. Let's just simulate, hope for the best, and hopefully we finally make the playoffs for the first time in this video. So we are at the trade deadline as we're 23-33 at the season right now. We're the 10th seed in the Western Conference. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking to make the playoffs finally. So we are trying to make a big trade here. And there's a guy in particular that I'm looking at to maybe push us over the top here. He's on the Clippers nowadays, and that is going to be Jabari Smith Jr. I think he makes a lot more sense at our power forward spot than Brandon Miller does. So I'm going to try to get Jabari Smith Jr. here at the trade deadline. We just signed Brandon Miller, but I'm totally cool with flipping him. So we can also get Cameron Whitmore, but I'm, shooting for Jabari Smith Jr. So I'm going to trade Jabari Smith Jr. and Agbaji, and they have to give me one of their, cheaper guys, whoever it is. So Jordan Nwora. And I have that Miami pick, which is 2028. I don't know how valuable or I don't really want to add another rookie to this team. I'm looking to be good. So we're going to go ahead and be fine with trading that. And I will be fine with trading 2030. But I'm going to offer this first and see what they say. They agree. So we had to trade one of those Miami picks. We got Jabari Smith Jr. now as our power forward. So that should make us a lot taller there. Barris, for some reason, is upset. I don't get it. The centers are always so mad. It seems it just gets kind of annoying. Shaden Sharp right now is hurt. So hopefully he'll be back soon. But that was our big addition, Jabari Smith Jr. 10th seed in the West right now. Let's climb up those standings a little bit. Let's make the play-in. Let's go. And just like that, the drought is finally over. We are finally back in the playoffs. Only got the 6th seed this time around, but we went 42-40. Went on a really good run in the season. Once we get Jabari Smith Jr., we started winning way more than we were losing. But yeah, 23 from Shaden Sharp, 23 from Scoot, 22 from Jabari, 18 from Cooper Flag, 14 from Brandon Boston. That was an underrated pickup. I'm not going to lie. Averaged 14 points, pretty efficient as well. So we might have to bring him back again. Jovic with 8 and 3, 8 from McKenzie, 7 from Marcus Johnson, and then 6 from Barris with 9 rebounds and a block. It's just unfortunate that he gets mad. These centers always seem to get mad. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. And this foul, I have noticed, Robert Williams got mad at me. It just happens. So we're going to these playoffs, though, pretty healthy for the most part. If only Barris wasn't so mad about something, that would be nice. So we get to play Minnesota in round 1, and obviously they have changed at this point. They no longer have Gobert. Instead, they're starting Bruno Fernando at the 5. So it is Anthony Edwards that we're going up against. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully, we can find a way to upset Minnesota in round 1. Now, we're down 1-0. 36 from Anthony Edwards, 22 from Scoot, 14 from Jabari. Game 2, we're down 2-0. We might be short-lived here. Yep, down 3-0, and we are going to win 1. Okay, not done yet. We get beat in 5. It's good we made the playoffs. We still have a little bit more time before we've done the full 10 years. And we did lose to the team that made it to the conference finals. So Josh Giddey's on the Nets now, which is interesting with Case and Wallace. Let's see who wins it all. It is going to be the Nets. So not going to be a whole lot of movement this offseason. I think our pick is going to finally convey to the Bulls now as well. So that pick will finally be gone. So Chicago is finally going to get our picks. No first round pick in this draft. We also traded the Miami pick for Jabari Smith Jr. So Probably not going to be a whole lot going on this offseason in particular. So Will Hardy finally led us to the playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and keep him around. We're going to fill out the rest of this coaching staff. And if I show you if we make any crazy changes, but I don't think we're going to. So McKenzie and Jacoby Walter are both free agents. I would love to bring both of them back. Really good depth pieces for both of us. So if we can bring them back, that'd be nice. We don't have money to sound like a Giannis or anything like that. Also wouldn't mind bringing back Brandon Boston. Was really good for us. I don't know if he... Yeah, so we can re-sign him. And we might do so because he was really good. So probably going to go ahead and bring him back. So let's go ahead and do that. Very good. I think he's earned his contract. So we're going to bring him back to the team. And he'll be a really nice guard to have just in case we get injuries. So I'm not going to renounce anybody to do it, though. But I'm going to bring Brandon Boston back. I think he's earned it. And then we are going to renounce, or not renounce. We're going to re-sign both Jacoby Walter and McKenzie as depth pieces as forwards that we drafted a few years ago. Didn't we get them in the same draft class? I'm pretty sure we did. And then we have some money to sign another free agent. So Trey Murphy is always a guy I love, and sign me up for some Trey Murphy. The fact he's only a 78 is a crime. I think he's going to turn into a stud one day. We can also bring in Isaiah Joe. I'm not opposed to that as another depth piece for the team. So we're going to do just that. So Isaiah Joe, bring you in as well. And that will be our offseason. So as I said, we weren't going to do anything too crazy. Our big addition was with Jabari Smith. I'm hoping Cooper flags up like to an 88 right now. That'd be phenomenal. And close enough. Up to an 87. Jabari's up to an 87 as well. And Shannon Sharp, Barris is up. He's still mad about something. I don't get it. It is what it is, though. So we do have some guys going down in overall. Nikola Jovic hasn't really turned into anything for us either. He's a fine backup 5, but other than that, not a whole lot going on there. So we do have the pick swap with Miami in next year's draft as well if Miami is way worse than us. We just made the playoffs, so I'm obviously looking to make the playoffs again. Got bounced early. Hopefully this year we go into this season really confident and we can get further in the playoffs as well once we get it, hopefully. So once again, we did make the playoffs, and it's like deja vu. We run into the Timberwolves once again, so there's a good chance we get bounced this year once again. But Barris is injured right now, so hopefully he'll be back soon. He's only day-to-day, so he should be healthy for the playoffs. Jabari led the way with 24, 23 from Scoot, 20 from Shaden Sharp, 18 from Cooper Flag, who's up to an 88. Trevor Hudgens played, I guess, for us a little bit, and he averaged 14, and then Brandon Boston at 12. So let's see what our rotation looks like going into these playoffs. So it is, looking pretty good. Marcus Johnson, also someone I haven't really been paying attention to. He's up to an 82 overall, so that's a pretty underrated aspect. Nikola Jovic completely out of the rotation right now. I will tell you, if things don't get very well in these playoffs and we can't, win or give Minnesota more of a fighting chance, we might look into making another big trade in the offseason. Minnesota only got better with adding Isaiah Stewart as their new 5. They also have Fred VanVleet, and they have Jordan Poole. We'll just see how it goes, man. Game 1, we're down 1-0. Are we about to get bounced early again? It's looking like it. And yeah, so Minnesota, it's like literally the same thing as last year. I could have just played. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we won. Maybe just maybe we come back for 3-0. I don't know. Do we do that? That would be wild. Right now, it's looking like that could happen. We might be tying it up here and pushing a game 7, which is wild because I was ready to give up and go into the offseason. But no, we are not done yet. Jabari's hurt right now, but he did play through it. And now we're going to a game 7. Wow, we got a couple injuries going to the game 7. That's lovely. So Jabari's able to play through it, though, I guess. So we'll roll with it and hope for the best. Minnesota, are you hurt at all? Hopefully. No, they got Jameer Jones. That's about it. So we pushed it to a game 7, which is a great sign. And it would be awesome if we can come back from the 3-0 deficit and complete it. But it's going to be tough with, some injuries here. We kind of have to lead right now, but it's a pretty close game. And we hang on to it. We came back from 3-0. So we get to round 2. Wow. Okay, now I get to play the team that actually made it to the finals last year with the San Antonio Spurs. They have Brunson, Igor, Ian Jackson. They've done a great job of building through the draft and then also adding Jalen Brunson. Yeah, it's going to be a tough team to play, not going to lie. Are we healthy, though, is the question. Jabari is still hurt 1 to 2 weeks. So he's going to be hurt going through this. But game 1, we win. 34 from Cooper Flag, 33 from Jabari. So far, so good. Game 2, 2-0, 127 to 109. I thought for sure we were getting bounced in round 1, and now we're 2 wins away from getting to the conference finals. Game 3, and we sweep the Spurs. We are in the conference finals, ladies and gentlemen, and now we get to play the Rockets. So the Rockets are the first seed. They have Amon Thompson, Jalen Green, Grady Dick, Cameron Boozer, Derek Lively. What a fight. And then Donovan Mitchell off the bench. That's a good team in Houston. I'm not going to lie. And then, yeah, that's a great team. We are going to be healthy, though. It's looking like it going into these playoffs. Or in this conference finals, I should say. Game 1, down 1-0 to start this off. Game 2, we even it up, though, 127 to 122. Jabari with 42, Shaden Sharp with 31. So far, an interesting series. We're down 2-1. And we even it up. Game 5 could go to us. Yes, it can. Game 6. Going to a Game 7 with the Rockets. Okay, Game 7 in Houston to make it to the NBA Finals. I had no idea we'd even be close to this right now. And we might be falling short to the Rockets. Unless we pulled it off at the very end, ladies and gentlemen. We pulled it off at the very end. Jabari gets to play the guy who went #1 overall over him. And as we know, Jabari felt some type of way about it. He wins Conference Finals MVP. And then Polo is the other one that wins the Eastern Conference one. So we could win a championship this year. That would be lovely. Game 1, down 1-0. Game 2, we even it up. Okay. Game 3. Game 4. Okay, we're not done. Game 5. Go to us. No, Game 6. Okay. Go to Game 6. We got to give less minutes. So we're going to, they're suggesting we give some minutes to someone else. I don't know. Scoot's hurt right now. Game 6. Let's see if we can win it and force to Game 7. We actually have a pretty good lead right now. Now, can we keep it is the question because Orlando is trailing us. And we are going to, wow, it's close as it could be. But we are forcing a Game 7, guys. 31 from Jabari. He hears the noise. He knows the disrespect he felt on draft night. Game 7 to win a championship for this Portland Trailblazers team since 1977. Here we go. Can we do it? Everything has led up to this point. We're 1 game away from doing it. It's a close game, back and forth. And I think we've done it, guys. 8-point lead. As long as we don't choke it, we have a championship. 109. And can we keep the lead is the question. Scoot and Shaden Sharp, Cooper Flag. We have won a championship for the Portland Trailblazers in the year of 2029. Brandon Boston, 30 points. Underrated re-signing. Brandon Boston, absolute steal of this video so far. He's been amazing. Averaged 12 points in playoffs, shooting very well. He's great. I love him. I love him. All I got to say. But obviously, this is a 10-year rebuild. So we can keep going. 2029. I think we have like, what, 4 seasons? We still got to get to like the year of 2033, I think. So let's keep it moving, man. I mean, the fact that we just won the championship with this team, I don't think I'll be making any changes. Let's just run it back. So the one thing we are doing is obviously re-signing Jabari Smith Jr. That was a trade we made at the deadline. We're also bringing back Barris. So we're keeping the team together, as you can tell. And then we should have some money to sign maybe a little bit of somebody else. So right now we have a, okay, pretty good rotation. So literally, I mean, I could sound like another big, I guess. So we got Rui Hachimura, Bull. I mean, we got Alex, who is, we can give him $11 million right now. Siku Demboya, man, that's a name I haven't seen. Baldwin. What else can we do? We have Capella out here. We have Isaac Okoro. What do we need most of depth-wise? So, I mean, we could go for a forward, I guess. A backup 5. Another 5 wouldn't hurt other than just Jovic. Wiseman on a minimum. I'll sign up for that. And I'm also going to go ahead and bring in Isaac Okoro. Why not? So we'll go with that. So we'll sign those guys. Okoro. We'll sign James Wiseman as depth. So we won a championship last year, which is why we're not going too crazy this offseason. I would have made a big trade if we fell short in the first round, but we went obviously on a huge run. So Cooper Flag up to an 89. Shaden Sharp's done moving, I guess. Marcus Johnson up to an 83. Gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do with him because he's gonna need to be re-signed. I don't know how much he's gonna ask for, but I love what he's brought to the table. So we're gonna just go ahead and get into next season, and we'll see how we're doing. So we are stopped at the contract extension deadline because we're going to go ahead and give Mr. Shaden Sharp an extension for the rest of the video. We are about to run into some problems. Cooper Flag is going to have to be resigned, so there is going to be some money we're going to have to be moved, but Brandon Boston will be gone. We can go ahead and trade away Nikola Jovic to dump some money if we need to as well. Because we're 100,000% going to obviously re-sign Cooper Flag. We've committed a lot of money to like Jabari, Scoot, and then Barris. So we definitely are going to run into some money issues here soon. But it's all going to be worth it. So that is just something we need to take note of for the last, whatever, 4 or 3 seasons. One cool gem we get this year is Barris actually won Defensive Player of the Year. 7 points, 12 rebounds, only 1.5 blocks. So it's not like he did anything crazy block-wise, but he averaged 2 steals as well. We actually got some respect in the regular season, which is also really nice to see. So I love to see that as we finish up as the 3rd or 2nd seed in the West. It's been where we finished as a 6th seed. We won the championship from that spot last year. Yeah, 25 from Jabari, 22 from Scoot, 22 from Cooper Flag, 21 from Shaden Sharp, 10.5 from Nikola Jovic, 9 from Marcus Johnson, 9 from Jacoby Walter, and 9 from Brandon Boston. I don't think we're going to be able to re-sign Nikola Jovic in the offseason, unfortunately. I think Cooper Flag, we're gonna have to re-sign him, obviously. So that's going to, sacrifice some of our depth. That way we keep our starting 5 intact. But we do draw the Phoenix Suns in round 1. They have Davion Mitchell, Booker, Shepard, Alexis, DeAndre Ayton, Kobe Buffkin, Suggs, Carter Knox, and then Bones Howland, Kareem Lopez. I think we should beat them. Somebody current round against Phoenix, and we are going to sweep them. So we took care of them easily. We have John Morant, Quentin Grimes, Desmond Bane, Patrick Williams, Sabonis, Hendricks, Aaron Bradshaw, Markelle Fultz, and Tyrone Jameson in round 2. Somebody current round against Memphis, and they are going to push us to a game 7. We were down 3-1 at one point, so the fact that we're even here is a great sign. Marcus Johnson is injured, so that's unfortunate, but we're going to go ahead and see if we can win this game 7, get back to the conference finals, and maybe get a chance at winning a second championship in a row. We got to win this one, and we are going to do just that. So we win a game 7 over the Grizzlies, and now we run into a familiar foe, which is the Rockets. We beat them last year. Now, can we do it again? They've added Jason Tatum. Now, they did lose Jalen Green in order to do that, but they still have Donovan Mitchell. So, unless if Jalen Green is down here injured, but I doubt it. Yeah, he's not here. Okay. Well, here goes nothing. This is going to be a tough series. Game 1. We're up 1-0. I mean, with Jason Tatum on the team, that definitely terrifies me, but so far, so good. 2-0. Is Houston not going to give us any problems? I was about to say, they got to win 1, right? 3-1. Are we going to get back to the finals that easily? Wow, I did not expect that to be that easy, but now I get the Pacers. So, second time in the finals, we get Harrington, Halliburton, Tari Eason, Jarris Walker, Eric Robb, Paul George is back in Indiana. That's fun. Did Damian Lillard retire already? I mean, I got to find that out. I want to see if I can get Dame to retire as a Blazer. He may have retired already, but I would love to bring him back. He was just asking for way too much money the last time I saw him. So, let's see if we can beat the Pacers to win our second championship. We're up 1-0. We're up 2-0. And our second championship, our second championship in a row. So, right now, we may have our dynasty on our hands as Cooper Flagg just averaged 36.5 points per game, 29 points in the playoffs. He's a must resign. It's a no-brainer, obviously. So let's go ahead, and I keep doing that on accident. But we won our second chips in a row, which is great. And Paul George, I got to see if Dame retired yet. I mean, he's not here, at least not yet. He probably did, I imagine. That sucks. I would have loved to have brought him back to have him retire a Blazer. Miami's pick is in the top 4 right now. So that Damian Lillard trade is going to pay off in the year of 2030 if it falls. Dude, imagine this is the number 1 overall pick. Second overall pick. We also have the 30th overall pick as well. But wow, that is actually insane. We get the second overall pick from that Damian Lillard trade. I have to see if he's still around because I want to be able to bring him back to retire a Blazer, but I doubt he's still here. So Lillard, no, that sucks. So he's gone. He retired. That sucks. But Will Hardy, and then we're going to fill out the rest of this. And we get to draft another young player to this team, which is really valuable because CBA obviously is brutal, and we get to add a rookie contract who is going to be drafted at the second overall pick. That is an absolute steal this late in the video. So number 1 is going to be Robert Mann. I don't know anything about the year of 2030, obviously, so your guess is as good as mine on who is going to be good. But I see a center, and I would not mind drafting another center because our backup center was Nikola Jovic. We may not be bringing him back, so I'm going to go with Gary Anthony here. Again, don't know much about, the year of 2030 prospects, but he's a 7-9 overall, so we'll take it. So we got Gary Anthony. You also got Oscar Simon late in the second round. We'll sign him. Marcus Johnson is... Did I just decline that on accident? I just declined that on accident, bro. I did not mean to do that. I hate myself. Why did I do that? Qualifying offers Cooper Flagg, and then Marcus Johnson should be here as well. I guess we're going to be paying him early. I'm so dumb. I don't know why I declined that on accident. He's asking for 38. I just fumbled so hard by declining that. I'm so dumb. Cooper Flagg, we're not bringing it back for 38 million. Obviously, that is not going to work. So we're going to lose him, which might be a brutal blow. I just absolutely sold by declining that on accident, but it is what it is. Can't go back now. So Brandon Boston, I'm going to bring back. He's been amazing. So not asking for much money either. And then Marcus Johnson, would love to have you back. Accidentally renounced you. I feel like an idiot. But Nikola, actually, I'm going to make sure I get Cooper Flagg back. Well, we should be able to resign Brandon Boston as well, of course. But we resign Cooper Flagg, Brandon Boston, and we might be getting. And then Marcus Johnson, obviously, we're not going to get him back. So Nikola Jovic may have signed. I mean, it says we can resign him, but 38 million. Yeah, there's no way we're doing that. So I can't do it. That's just too much money for a bench piece. So he's going to be walking for nothing. And we have our new center. So I guess at this point, we sign like a Jordan Hawkins and call it good. So Jordan Hawkins and then Marcus Johnson. I'm going to miss you, man. I'm so dumb. I messed up that. I fumbled so hard, but it's whatever. So we got a brand new center here in the draft. And then what is play progression going to look like in the year of 2030 is the question. So Cooper Flagg up to a 91. One thing I want to take a note, I want to look at real quick as well is What is Repair doing nowadays? Because I wanted to keep him around, and he's still only a 73 overall, and he's on the Miami Heat now. So he never turned into anything, which is really unfortunate. It is what it is, but I'll see you guys at the end of the next season. So at the end of this season, we finish up as the second seed in the West. So we're looking for what, our third championship in a row. Now we're going to these playoffs with Scoot Henderson hurt right now, which really sucks. Cracked neck vertebrae. So he is going to be out to start this series, which sucks. So I imagine who's starting? Jordan Hawkins is starting. Washington, they want to start. Why are we starting? Why on earth are we starting Ty Washington over Jordan Hawkins? I have no clue. But we're going to roll with Jordan Hawkins, obviously, to start these playoffs. So hopefully Scoot is back very soon. We get New Orleans in round 1. They no longer have Brandon Ingram, Zion, or CJ. Instead, it's a bunch of, you got Tyron Stokes, Jonathan Kuminga, McKinney, Keontae George. So somebody current round against New Orleans. Hopefully Scoot is back soon. But right now, we are in a world of trouble without him. So Scoot is back, which is great. So now, and then Shaedon Sharpe, Cooper Flag are hurt. So yeah, that might be all she wrote. 3-1, and we are going to lose. And oh, we're not done yet. Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. We're not done. Scoot Henderson is hurt, but we can maybe still crawl out of this. I mean, we got 2 championships in a row, so if we can't win here because the injuries climbed up on us, it is what it is. You can't really win them all. So yeah, injuries caught up to us here in this season. It is what it is. It happens, man. So can't really get too upset. Yeah, Jabari got hurt. Sharp got hurt. Cooper Flag, I think, was hurt as well for a second. So unfortunate result in this season, but we still have I think 1 or 2 more years to go. So Rockets and Magic, the Rockets with us gone, finally get their championship, and now we can just focus, and we got a bunch of interesting retirements. But we're just gonna go ahead and get straight into the rest of the 2 seasons. I think we got 2 seasons left. I don't think I'll be doing anything too crazy. We don't have any crazy lottery picks. Nothing like that to worry about. So I'm just going to go ahead and see you guys in the next playoffs. It's never too late for Scoot Henderson to come out here and win an MVP award, which is awesome to see at this stage of the video. Makes all NBA first team, obviously. We finally get a first seed in this video. I think this is the first time we got the first seed in this one. So 25 from Jabari, 25 from Cooper Flag, 24 from Scoot, 22 from Shaedon Sharpe. It's really disappointing to see Shaedon Sharpe only turn into an 84 in this video. But it is what it is. Center we drafted with that Miami pick, 10 points. Only averaging 4 rebounds, which is kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. So let's see how far we get in this year, in these playoffs. We were unfortunate with injuries last year. Barris is playing, so he's not that hurt. So that's a great sign. So let's see if we can get out of Oklahoma City with the winner. Play the Thunder. So they have Hardy. No longer have, they have Chet still. No longer have Shea or Giddey. So they don't look that terrifying, to be honest. Somebody current round against the Thunder, and we are going to sweep them. So we got rid of them pretty quickly. But now we get the Timberwolves. So we've had our issues with them. They beat us 1 year, and then we came back from 3-0 on them another year. So let's see if we can beat them here, take care of them, and get back to the our conference finals. We sweep them as well. And now we get to play the Los Angeles Clippers. So they got Bones Hyland, Starling, Brandon Miller, Booker, Miles Turner, Tyrese Proctor. I'm going to be honest, man. I'm looking at this Clippers team, and there's no one I'm that terrified of. Booker and Brandon Miller is cool. But Brandon Miller right now is averaging 22 points. What is Booker averaging? 22. Miles Turner is averaging 7. So I'm not that terrified. I think we should beat them pretty easily. Yeah, we haven't lost a game yet, man. We literally have not lost a game yet. And now I get to play the Bucks. So the Bucks, obviously, this is going to be probably without Giannis. And they have Harper, Miles, Thomas Scala, Eric Dampier, Jalen Duren, Ben Simmons, Herb Jones, Russ Samuels, Josh Green, Terrell Parks, and Moses Moody. Again, I'm looking at this Bucks team, and honestly, I think we beat them. And we literally did not lose a game in these playoffs. We literally clean sweeped the playoffs. I think it's safe to say that we absolutely created a dynasty with this team. That Cooper Flag trade, trading Simons was tough, but man, the team we've thrown together that's absolutely dominated this league is amazing. I feel great. We have 1 more year to go, and that will be 10 years. So we're going to go 1 more season on this. Obviously, no changes. I think we're good. I think we're just going to roll with it, and we'll see if we can end off with another championship in this video to make it, what, 4? Would that be 4 championships or 5? I think it would be 4. So I'll see you guys in the next playoffs. So once again, to end off the video, Scoot Henderson ends off here with a back-to-back MVP award, which is nice to see, and we got the first seed again. So last run here, man. Let's see if we can end off with another championship. I think that'd be 4 in this video, but unfortunately for us, Shaedon Sharpe, broken left thigh, but he's day-to-day, so he should be back. And broken nose from Cooper Flag, who's still playing with that. You can wear a mask, I think. So he's still playing, or no, he's not. He's not actually playing, or is, yeah, he's back. Okay. So Jabbar, or not Jabbar, Sharp should be back soon, but we get Houston in round 1. They have Amon Thompson, Tatum. They no longer have Donovan Mitchell, and they have Taylor Pope as their starting center. Let's just click Somebody Current Round for this one, and we are going to be in a even series right now. Is Sharp back? He is. Cooper Flag is also injured again, but game 5 should be a big one here. Do we win it? We're down 3-2. Is Houston gonna end our run here, man? They are giving us the business right now, and let's see if we can come back from this. And it's not looking good. And we gotta, wow. Okay, so we do not end off with a championship, unfortunately. The Rockets beat us. We went from literally sweeping last year's playoffs to losing in round 1 this year. That's just 2K algorithm for you. So this year, Cunningham and Booker, do they still have Cade Cunningham? They do. So the Cunninghams are on the Pistons. Awesome. And then the Clippers made it to the finals, but the Pistons go on to win the championship. So that will be the final season, guys. This is the final roster we threw together for the Portland Trailblazers. This was a fun one, man. I'm not going to lie. 10-year rebuild with the Blazers. I easily think this is the longest video I've ever recorded, like literally in my YouTube live. So, you know, if you were a part of it, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next one. As always, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.